we're back in the shop, and I've been very excited to hop right back into the Datsun project. And now that I'm a big drag racer, the next step is to go even faster in the quarter mile, because that's what it is. It's not like drifting where we try to crash into each other. We just try to go faster. So the biggest issue that this had the last time at the drag strip is we were starting to hit injector faults. So we're basically cutting power on the top end when the car was actually going fast. I figured out that's basically a fail-safe because I was holding the injectors wide open because I was at their absolute max. Got a new set of injectors from Datsun, but I'm waiting on a fuel rail. So while we wait for the fuel rail, I'm gonna do my final fit and finish on the interior. We've got these beautiful new seats in here, and I did my whole rear deck, but it's obviously still raw aluminum. I've still got some unpainted stuff here. So today, I'm gonna make some panels to delete the interior that used to be here, seal this up. We'll powder coat everything in-house. It'll actually be my first time powder coating stuff. And then we'll deal with the injectors, put it on the dyno, hopefully make a little more power, and head off to the drag strip. Thankfully, I have the old interior panels. If you remember, we pulled them out when we ratchet strapped the seats in. I'm gonna use this as a template to make something out of steel. Probably retrim these window seals because these are falling apart. But I'll need a cardboard piece basically to close this off. The old rear seat bolted to here, but I can't find the brackets right now, so we'll just have to deal with that down the road if I want to put the rear seat back.
I don't really see you carrying a lot of passengers in this vehicle.
What I'm thinking though is I could probably use those bolts to hold the panel in.
Yeah?
I'll probably end up riv nutting it in a couple places. It's nice, there's plenty of room. But yeah, you're right. I probably won't have much passengers here in back. It'd be cool though. It's a vibe for sure.
It would.
I guess I'll start cutting cardboard again. Got my template. There. A little extension on this guy, and I'll just cut that aluminum. See how she fits. We got a commercial break for a very exciting new release. Y'all wanted Datsun merch. We have, it's official, first tee. As you know, we've been calling it Blanquito, and this is our drag racing inspired tee. And fun fact, if you look, there's no driver in here because his head is smashed against the rear firewall. It's probably Cletus in there, if you had to take a guess. This is available right now on lzmfg.com. This, along with everything else you see there, will get you entered for a chance to win our FDRX7, which is on the lift right now, getting some love. We're recircling the wastegates because you know that I kept on complaining about that. We'll deal with that in another video. Available now. Every $5 you spend gets you entered for a chance to win that car and $15,000 cash. Head over, shop now. Back to the video. Designed to have a small gap there in front. And up here, I think I'll be able to tuck it in this window trim, which will actually probably look nice.
That's pretty money for a first try.
Well, the true test is if it's the same on both sides. That would save me a lot of work.
Looks like you might have lucked out there.
So you know how picky I should be about that front edge fitment up against here?
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna flex and bow. Time to cut. I kind of regret not using the jigsaw on the whole piece. I tried to use the bandsaw, and obviously bandsaw's not good at cutting curves, so I wound up with kind of like a little squiggly edge going on there. So hopefully I'll be able to clean it up a bit, but I'll go mock it up, see how it looks, and I can clean it up a bit more from here.
That looks nice.
So it'll be elevated a little bit. The back edge fits mint though, which I'm stoked about.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the bottom edge you won't see much, and this top edge will kind of get hidden by this if it goes over it. Should kind of hide that edge. Yeah. Again, if I can get it to tuck in, that'd be sweet. Should look pretty dang good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking on the other one, I'll just trace from cardboard and cut the whole thing with a jigsaw. I think it'll be easier that way.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part, the bead rolling. I tried 2 triangles, it looks kind of funny to me. It looks better when I follow this arc, because it's gonna be a little more challenging. Also intentionally, I put the line of direction going with motion, which I think will look better. And then I measured off my other bead rolled pieces, so that way I could have the same distance from the top edge throughout, which is 2 1/4. It should look pretty good. Someone in the comments suggested I do this, so whoever you were, thank you for the suggestion. Ready to send it. Not bad. Next up, the hard one.
That was money.
Yeah, I'm super happy with that. Getting better. Panels are done. Now drill holes, mount, but more importantly, lunch break. It's install time. So I got one other side almost pretty much done. These Cleco things are really helpful for this. The biggest problem I had though, I didn't put 2 of the rivets in tight enough, so now they're spinning and I don't know what to do, so I just gave up. I'm working on the other side. Come along, nice stuff. With rib nuts. I was either not pulling it hard enough and it was spinning, or I was pulling it too hard and then it was getting stripped and not working how it should. So I gotta learn how to pull it just the right amount. Last look at what's going on inside before I pull it out and attempt to powder coat it myself.
Looks really good.
It doesn't look really good, but once I paint the floor and powder coat everything, it'll look like it's supposed to. All right, so even though this is my first time powder coating, both Colette has some experience and Johan's been powder coating for a real long time. He advised me actually not to sandblast these. I guess the finish that I'm using, it will come out better just using a DA. So I'm gonna prep them like this, then hit them with something just to get any sort of like...
Yeah, residue, yeah.
I've got to give a massive shout out to Prismatic Powders. They've been helping us dial in everything from the gun, the hopper, to the booth, because we're kind of clueless with this whole powder coating thing. Colette's a pro now, still my first try. This is their Desert Night Black, which is like the go-to wrinkle black that we use in all the stuff that we do. Is it wrinkly? It's stinky.
That means it's wrinkly.
Ow, ow, ow. What? These gloves are not certified for this. Ow. Pain. Burn. Heat. One down, next go. You'll notice on this one I didn't do the back. I probably should have, just because obviously powder's not as expensive as the labor to do it. I just figured it's gonna be never seen except for by all you. So what's the point? It's aluminum, it's not gonna rust. It is so freaking cool that we can do this in-house now. For my first time powder coating, I'm pretty happy. I think this area, I was probably a little bit, I could have gone thicker with the powder and it probably would have looked better. If you don't understand what powder coating is, don't be embarrassed, because I didn't, probably just a few months ago. Basically what it does is it grounds the part, and then the powder, as it's sprayed on, has a positive current, so it attaches to the metal. But what's interesting about it is you can still just wipe it off with your finger. When you bake it, I feel like, in my mind, it's similar to if you've ever had a pottery class in school, it turns the powder into a glaze that protects the part better than paint. So this will be infinitely more durable than paint. It will last longer, it won't scratch as easily. And the best part is it's not very messy, and there's infinite options for colors and finishes. A lot of people will learn how to powder coat with their home oven, obviously not the one that you eat out of. So it is kind of a low barrier to entry. You can get pretty cheap guns and you can start playing with it yourself. And I feel like powder coating, it's kind of a good business to make money in. If you have a weird niche, whether it's bike parts or car parts and stuff, if you want to take up powder coating, it's very cool, and I highly recommend you tinker with it. Now this is where I have a hard time, because now that the rear panels are out, I want to pretty much do the whole trunk and make it look nice. However, I'm not mentally or time-wise prepared to redo the fuel cell today. So I think I'm gonna resist the urge to let the scope creep of this project blow out into a whole thing, and I'm only gonna focus on prepping and painting from the firewall forward. Obviously I'll still kind of paint some areas that you'll see in the trunk, but rather than getting involved with the fuel cell, I'm just gonna focus on inside the car today. And down the road when I have more time, I can get the fuel cell and everything dialed in the trunk how I want it to. All right, before I start sanding this, I'm just gonna grind down some of the spot welds from where I remove things, get them pretty smooth, that way it doesn't ruin the pad on the DA. So Josh is going to tag team this with me, even though it's not fiberglass, he's still a pro. So he's climbing in right now and he's going to see how the DA works. I'm using a little bit of paint thinner that Ray suggested to take the glue off, just to see if that will prevent us from clogging up pads. But the idea is just to get the area that we're painting nice, smooth, no more glue, so the finish looks nice. He's about to give that a shot and see how it works. What's the consensus?
Working better.
Yeah, so use that over the glue?
Yeah.
Alright, sounds good. Goes through the pads pretty quick. Yeah. The glue made this take a little bit longer than we expected. We're on the home stretch. I'm prepping everything for paint, and then Josh is taping up the wires, and we're just gonna back tape the windows. I don't really care about overspray, since the whole trunk of this thing is gonna need to get done at some point. So the main thing is we just don't wanna get paint on the wires or paint on the windows. Everything else though, whatever. We use this stuff on all the chassis and it has good coverage. And I don't want to use a spray gun because it'll probably make more of a mess. But this stuff is pretty thick, so it hides a lot of imperfections, and it's easier to control. touch. Too big to, I should have just taken the seats out is what I really should have done.
Yeah.
They're actually quite complicated to take in and out. That's the reason why they're still in. Well, me doing this and doing injectors and going to the drag strip was a little overzealous for one day of work. But the back did come together and it looks way better than it did before. I'm happy with it. It is not up to the spec as if I was building, you know, obviously like a high level drift car. But compared to what it looked like before, I'm proud of it. I put all the time into the like sheet metal work, so I figure I might as well make it look nice. Powder coat looks good. Black looks good. Now all I gotta do is finish trimming up the carpet, give it the last couple tightens. Goes well with the new seats, and I guess in the next episode we'll jump into the engine. I'll deal with the injectors, I'll make some more power, go back to drag strip, set another fast time. So thank you guys for watching. I know we didn't have a lot accomplished, but got to share the journey of getting this thing dialed in with y'all. So thank you, and I'll see you soon.